Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Business Virgin. We are here with one of our experts, Ron Meledandri of Century Business Solutions. Ron's gone over a lot of different mistakes, different challenges in the marketing and the general business setup. But Ron, for that business version that's starting out, what are the three areas that you see that they're making their biggest mistakes in?
One of the most common I see is they try to be all things to all people. You can't be everything. You know, you're going to be either the high price guy or the low price guy. You're going to either be the fast guy or the slow, meticulous guy. But you can't be everything to everyone. You can't say I'm gonna sell you the cheapest product out there and give you the best price, and I'm also the highest quality. People aren't going to believe that. You have to pick something. I am a firm believer in finding a niche and dominating that niche. You know, if I say chocolate, you're going to say Hershey's. You know, you don't think of Hershey's and chewing gum, you think of Hershey's and chocolate. You think of Planters and peanuts. Those two just go together. And that's what you want to do when you have a business. You want to find a niche, and when people mention your niche, when people mention your product or your service, they're going to automatically think about your business. But that's mistake, I think, number one that a lot of people go through. I think mistake number two is the lack of anticipation. They don't try to anticipate what's coming down the road tomorrow. Now, as I said before, I'm all in favor of analyzing the past, taking that information and analyzing it. But you have to think about the future. You have to think about what's coming down the road. And I tell my clients constantly, you know, we're in a slow period right now. We're coming out of a recession. Are you prepared for the boom? You don't have to be an economist to look back at the economy over the last 40, 50 years and see that we go through cycles.
And by the way, if you do, you're going to win. I think the biggest problem that we have right now is everybody's so, I don't want to say miserable, but so melancholy about everything that they're to your point, they're looking backwards constantly. They're looking in the rearview mirror versus what's out in front of the, you know, over the top of the hood.
Well, I think one of the greatest lines I read once was Wayne Gretzky when he was asked why he was so good. He said,
great quote.
He says, I don't skate to where the puck is, I skate to where the puck's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you have to do in business. You have to think about, am I ready for when the boom comes? Am I ready for when the recession comes? Am I anticipating what's coming down the door and through the door? And I don't think most people do that. And I think the third thing, and it's one of my brother's favorite quotes, is if you don't know why you're making money when you're profitable, you're never going to understand why you're losing money when you're not profitable.
So geared towards more of the experienced business owner versus starting out.
Well, both. A lot of new businesses start out and they start off doing very well, and they think, "Wow, I'm a great business person. Yeah. I'm an expert. Look how well I'm doing."
See, I told you.
I've been in business. I've been in business 4 months, and I'm making money. Well, that's because their uncle and their cousin and their neighbor and everybody's buying from them.
Yeah.
When that wears off,
yep,
and they have to depend on real customers, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
they're in a huge amount of trouble. You know, real quick story. When I was in college, I had a band. Back in those days, everybody had live music. Local community, a guy bought a hotel, had a lounge. He hired my band to play there every Saturday night so he could build up his business. Well, guess who were all the customers when he hired my band? It was all my friends and relatives, my old high school band director, the drummer's parents, the bass player's sister. We filled the place. He didn't understand that those people were there because they knew us. They were friends of us, friends of ours. So after 6 months when my contract ended, he says, "I don't need the band anymore. The business is all built up. I'll save the money on the band." So when we went away, guess what happened? His business went away.
Know why people do business with you. You got to know why people.
You have to know that.
You got to know why people do business with you. It's so important. And what's the best way for if a business owner is out there, especially one that's established and is watching this? What's the best way for them to sort of get that information? Is it annual surveys to client? I mean, what do you recommend?
I'm a firm believer in building up relationships with your clients, with your customers. Yep. I don't care what kind of business you have. I don't care if you have a retail store. I don't care if you have an insurance agent. You have to build up relationships with your customers. You have to talk to your customers. You have to understand what they want. I think if you've ever seen In Search of Excellence, Stu Leonard did a great job with his grocery store in having lunches with his customers. What do you want? What do you like about my business? What don't you like about my business? What keeps you coming here?
That's awesome.
And you have to do that.
All right. Great stuff. We're going to come right back with Ron to talk about sort of what his recipe for success is for a business owner. Once again, we're with Ron Meledandri of Centra Business Solutions. He's a great consultant. Definitely check out your blog. Ron is what? The Business Advisor?
Businessadvisor.biz.
And how often do you write? Do you write daily?
I usually put a new posting on once a month about a various topic.
Awesome. So that's something that they can people can tie into. Once again, www.thebusinessadvisor.biz. B-I-Z. All right. Good stuff. We're going to come right back with Ron to talk about his recipe for success. Thanks, Ron.